After a promotion ceremony was held for those promoted to correctional officer sergeant, also throughout the week, there will be activities for the community, starting off with a static display at the Guam Premier Outlet on Saturday, May 3rd. And in education news, interest in Guam's charter schools continues to surge amid the Guam Department of Education's recent decline in student population. It's why Guam Academy charter school officials are urging an increase on the student enrollment cap during budget talks earlier this week. Budget talks continued earlier this week as lawmakers were presented with an over $28 million request from the island's charter schools for fiscal year 2026, nearly $2 million more than last year. Evangeline Cepeda, chair of the Guam Academy Charter School Council, explaining the increase.
But keep in mind, last year, the 2 new charters came in midway, and now it's a full fiscal year.
But Cepeda wasn't just advocating for more funding. She also urged senators to raise the student enrollment cap to meet growing demand at 4 of the 7 charter schools.
We will work with the 7,800 per student people. The demand is greater. And now we come to the second batch. We have the military families wanting to put their child in the charter schools.
One of those schools, Sciences Fun and Awesome Academy, is already feeling the pressure. Dr. Jay Sunga, CEO of CIFA.
We do have wait lists, and people are excited and to come into our school. We are already at full capacity at the campus we're in now. We are moving forward to increasing the mobile classrooms to accommodate those, and also we're looking at other off-sites to accommodate those. So the great thing about charter schools is we're not tied to the 4 walls of a classroom.
Meanwhile, Senator Chris Duenas, committee chair on finance and government operations, highlighting a contrast, a consistent charter school waitlist versus a reduction in student population at the Guam Department of Education.
I think at this time, especially with the closing of schools and all the conversations, I think it's time for education to basically be reorganized.
Well, the Office of the Attorney General and Adelup remain in a stalemate over the OAG's Dignity Project. As you may recall, the program seeking to provide shelter, hot meals, and a bridge to services was blocked by a temporary restraining order filed by Governor Lulian Guerrero last week, Friday. At the time, the governor's lawsuit alleged that E.G. Moylan broke Guam law in the procurement of the project by moving forward without obtaining her signature and by securing a contract with the Tropical Palm Hotel, the project's would-be host, through sole source procurement. During a press conference on Monday, the AG urged the governor to call him so they could work through this, quote, hiccup together. Most recently, AG Moylan has filed for an expedited briefing and argument in this case. Supreme Court of Guam Chief Justice Robert Torres has ordered for the governor to respond to the AG's motion by noon today. However, in lieu of an official response, Adelup Communications Director Crystal Paco San Agustin tells KUAM, quote, the opposition will be filed and served in accordance with the Supreme Court's order. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
Half a Day Fresco Fridays on KUAM News. Presented by Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas. Located in Hagåtña, just across from the Gani Shopping Center.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Welcome back to Primetime. Attorney General of Guam Doug Moylan making a push for stricter laws to combat the meth epidemic before the business community. Moylan was the guest speaker at the Guam Chamber Commerce General Membership meeting earlier this week.
The business community is most affected by finding good employees, educated employees, and employees that are not delusional and on meth. There are so many people in our community that are on meth, and it's scary. You literally have to lock down your businesses with shutters, with things, almost military-grade security to deal with the meth addicts.
This as the AG recently authored an anti-crime bill, which Senator Tello Taitagui introduced. It's a broad bill that proposes stricter timelines for prosecutions, plea agreements that mandate permanent deportation, requires government officials to report suspected crime, and implement 100% meth inspections at the port, and more.
Our meth addicts, who are usually nonviolent when they begin, are now graduating into murderers. Every murder in 2024 was either an innocent victim, a Korean tourist, a Valentine's Day murder, of a meth addict trying to get money in order to get more meth, or a meth addict on meth addict crime.
To read the full bill, just go to KUAM.com. Now to a weather update for this weekend. The National Weather Service Guam office is keeping an eye on 2 tropical disturbances near Yap and Palau. Lead meteorologist Landon Eidlet gives the rundown.
Fortunately, the tropical disturbances that we've been tracking the last couple of days in Western Micronesia, they will not have any direct impact to Guam or the CNMI. But we could see some more showers and clouds later today and through Saturday as this broad area pushes up to our southwest. So the biggest concern is for heavy showers and thunderstorms and maybe some gusty winds for Yap State, the islands of Western Yap State. But for Guam and the CNMI, no concern for us, but hopefully some much needed rain. Good news is keep your sunglasses handy. The umbrella would be nice to keep nearby, but the sunglasses, because it's not going to be a washout, it's going to be a mix of sun and showers through Saturday night.
And with the 2nd annual Pet Festival taking place at the Ipao Beach Park this weekend, the Mad Collab Block Party in Hagåtña, and other outdoor events happening again this Saturday, it's recommended to have both your sunglasses and umbrellas on hand. Well, the magic of classical music will be on display in a grand form this weekend by the Guam Symphony Society. It's a perfect way to spend a Sunday afternoon for you and your family.
Okay, Steve, it is so good to see you, my friend. It has been far too long.
It has been a while, yes. We've been still doing concerts, but I guess, since COVID, it's already been 5 years, but I don't think I've been in the studio for several years now.
And it's been far too long since you guys have brought the amazing gift of music to the larger Guam audience and everything. Doing it the way that you have always done is, in the traditional way, introducing young people to the classics.
Yeah, we did a concert back in October of movie music and stuff like that, Ghibli studio music, which was pretty popular. And we did a seaside concert, not a seaside concert, a Christmas concert at the mall this year. We had our annual Young Artist Competition at the end of January. We had about 30 kids in it. And then, fortunately, the 3 first-place winners in the elementary, junior, and senior division all happened to be violinists. And 2 of the 3 were playing pieces by Tchaikovsky. And the third one, in elementary division, also had a piece by Tchaikovsky that they could kind of work up. So I decided to do a short all Tchaikovsky program to end the season, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's this Sunday.
And if you know anything about music, short and Tchaikovsky,
well,
it's kind of interesting because his movements are rather grand.
Right. Yeah. He writes bigger pieces probably the 3 most famous ballets ever composed are by him: Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, and Swan Lake. Yep. And so we're going to open up the concert with the Capriccio Italien by Tchaikovsky. It's Opus 45. It's maybe a 15-minute work. It's interesting because a lot of composers at that time they called it exoticism, where they were interested in like sounds of far-off lands. And at that time, going from Moscow to Italy wasn't exactly an overnight trip. Right? So this piece has a kind of an Italian kind of flavor to it. It has some really, really nice music, okay? And it kind of gives a feeling of funiculi, fucina, some kind of nice tunes and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. And then after that, we're going to be doing excerpts from his Swan Lake Suite, Opus 22A. So we're not doing the entire suite. The entire suite's 45 minutes. We're going to do 4 or 5 selections from it. Start out with the famous tune with the oboe, and then go through some of the dances in the middle and end with the selection that ends the entire ballet.
And of course, the oboe is very, very much a signature of like Russian composers, Peter and the Wolf and like them.
Oh yeah, very good. Prokofiev, Peter and the Wolf that's a great piece for kids and stuff like that, where the oboe represents the duck, and the clarinet introduces the cat, and the bird is the flute and stuff like that. We have a wonderful, talented oboist, Amanda Bateman. Is fantastic oboist, and so she's playing principal oboe on that. And then after
Amanda
that,
actually plays several instruments I know, and she's very, very good.
Yeah, she has a band, and she's JFK, and she does
JFK's teacher. Yep.
Musical. She did Into the Woods over here as conductor and stuff like that. The last 5 years and stuff. Very, very busy, and we're lucky to have her here with the orchestra. And she's teaching a few classes at UOG.
She also runs a really tight ship. I've seen her conduct and everything like that. And, they're on point.
Yeah. She doesn't take any slack from people.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have our 3 soloists. So our elementary division winner is Carol Huang. And then her older sister, Bella Huang, is the junior division first place winner. And finally, Grace Kang is the senior division winner. And Bella's going to be Carol's going to be playing the Tchaikovsky Melody, Opus 42. It's a really beautiful piece that's been done in various transcriptions. I have a version for clarinet and piano, but it's originally for violin and orchestra, violin, piano, violin, and orchestra. It's a short little piece. And then after that, her older sister is going to be playing the Tchaikovsky Waltz Scherzo, which is a little more intricate piece, about 6-7 minutes long. A lot of fun, beautiful waltz feel with slow section in the middle. It's really nice.
And then, the slower parts are typically the more challenging to play because they hit the individual notes hit harder, right?
Yeah, they hit harder, and then there's a lot of, you could use the word rubato. You can play around with the rhythm more in the slower parts. But it's a really fun piece, very virtuosic. And finally, she's in 11th grade now, Grace Kang, I believe 11th or 12th. She's playing the last move of the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, which is one of the staple repertoire pieces for any concert violinist. And she plays it brilliantly, very, very beautifully. It's fun to accompany her with that, and it's going to be a nice conclusion to the concert. The concert's not that long. I found that the format that works here on Guam, you go to, I was in Japan over spring break, right? I went to see the Tokyo Metropolitan Symphony. You want 2 hours of solid music, right? Audiences on Guam, they take kindly to maybe shorter programs. So this program will be about an hour or so, give or take a little bit. No intermission, so we're going to, those are the 5 pieces that are on the program. The Capriccio Italien, excerpts from the Swan Lake Suite, and then those 3 solo pieces. It's a fun concert. The music's very upbeat, and it's probably stuff you've heard before. So that's one of the selling points I always give to people about classical music concerts.
Again, with Tchaikovsky, everybody knows the 1812 Overture, even if they can't mention it by name.
Right. So you would think, they would know that Romeo and Juliet Fantasy Overture, 1812 Overture, the first piano concerto, big works like that. So these are.
I don't think I've ever seen an Olympic figure skating couple that hasn't used Romeo and Juliet.
Probably so. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very popular. So it's going to be a fun concert. The concert is here at the UOG Fine Arts Theater. Doors open at 2:30 this Sunday, May 4th. Concert is at 3 p.m. Give or take a few minutes. We make sure everyone gets seated. It's $10 general admission, $5 for students, military, and senior. You must present a valid ID.
Excellent.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a good-sized orchestra. Again, I've probably mentioned this before, but I mean, in the arts, you've probably heard this a lot. The COVID situation really put a damper on a lot of performing arts organizations. Just like, when you go out to a lot of restaurants close early now, right? Orchestras kind of realized they didn't have to do as much work as they had to do sometimes. And it's slowly getting back. And the orchestra's growing and sounding better and better each season. So I'm happy that this is our final wrap on the season.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view from Malesu.
Esti pescador, agigi pilan, konsagui sinya, hakoni todo iguian, esti.
KUAM is home to amazing plants and animals. When we plant trees and keep out pests, we help nature grow. Every little action can make a difference.
When we care for the land and keep our water clean, plants can grow better and wildlife can thrive.
Home is where the habitat is. Let's care for it together.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can
life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Bye. I wish they could move back home.
Should we build on a honeymoon?
Yes. Yes!
First Hawaiian Bank knows that family comes first. That's why our bankers work with you to make your what ifs a reality. Personalized service and digital tools, all under one roof when you bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Whoa! Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi. Lunch, better with Pepsi.
Howdy guys, welcome back to another edition of Foodie Call. I'm Kobe.
And I'm Darby, and thank you guys for joining us again today.
Today, we're checking out Don Don Donkey's Deli. They got their packaged bentos, different types of dessert, and of course their Build-A-Plate line, which comes with a 1, 2, or 3 choice.
I got the tonkatsu bento, and Kobe got
Barbecue ribs, their fried chicken, and of course their pork belly, with their kimchi fried rice.
All right, first bite. Cheers. Oh, sorry. The tonkatsu is perfectly cooked, not dry at all, and it's very, very easy to dry out your tonkatsu.
The kimchi fried rice, very flavorful, not really spicy, but it has the elements of kimchi.
That's a good one.
Good one.
So my favorite thing about getting the bentos here at the deli at Donkey is that their rice is so yummy. So they actually use Japanese rice, which is not very common to a lot of bentos that we get, especially if it's pre-made. So definitely a plus. Whoa!
That's good. Packs a lot of flavor.
Pepsi break. Cheers.
Cheers.
And the best part about these bentos at Donkey is that they actually refresh all of their pre-packaged meals every 3 hours. All right, Cobes, you ready for the pork belly? Whoa, this would be really good on like a tonkatsu ramen.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
it's like the chashu.
Yes, yes, yes.
But in thin slices of pork belly.
That is super, super yummy. Wow.
That was good.
And for the final part, we'll go get the free dessert that came with Kobe's meal. I think it's a red bean mochi.
That's a winner for me.
All right, guys, and that wraps up another episode with us here in Foodie Call. Thank you so much to our friends at the deli here at Donkey for always taking care of us. And of course to Pepsi for sponsoring the segment, because lunch is always better with
Pepsi. And don't forget to check them out daily from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi. Lunch, better with Pepsi.
Your island weekend is right around the corner, but you know what? Heritage and who we are lasts forever. Hey, man, I'm wearing this really, really cool gear celebrating Pacific Islanders. Thank you to our friends at Fresco for giving me the gear. And thank you for all of us for Asia American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. That's what May is. Celebrate who we are. All right, we are celebrating who we are as alumni of St. Anthony's Catholic School, and the Raiders Rally is on Sunday at the Micronesia Mall. We have the choir, we have the Starlight performance, we have the dance club, there's a taekwondo demonstration. St. Anthony's is into robotics. Why didn't they have this when I was there? But you know, we had a pretty good computer science program. All right, I'll be there. We want to see you there too. All right, the Empower Hour is brought to you by the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. This is awesome. It's happening on Thursday, May 8th. Business, balance, and the female journey. I have been part of some of these discussions. I've covered several of them. Really good conversations, really candid, really open, really honest, very, very good stuff. So please make sure to participate and then make a wish. There are few organizations that we love as much as Make-A-Wish. It's an organization that grants wishes to children with critical illnesses, and you can get a bouquet from mom. Remember, Mother's Day is right around the corner, you guys, May 11th. So please make sure and get these wonderful bouquets and celebrate Make-A-Wish. Shout out to my friend Mike Sakazaki from the Guam National Basketball Team, who is on the board. You guys are doing fantastic work. Much love to you guys. Pacific Islander pride, always. All right, my friends, let's roll right into your island weekend by saying happy Friday birthday to Kristen Sablan. We wish you much happiness, many more years of life with great health and joy. Happy birthday number 12, pretty girl, with lots of hugs and kisses from the family, and they say God bless you. And a happy birthday to Dad and Papa Joe Kitaro. Love your adoring familia who all send you the very best on this Friday.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
Someone here is getting old.
Someone here is getting old.
Your Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake winner
for this week goes to...
Okay, this week's winner of a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake is Amaya Nicole Kichitu. I remember reading Amaya's birthday shout out, and Amaya, you are getting an extra birthday present, and look out for a message from us because we will tell you how to pick up your prize and how to redeem it, and hopefully you share with your friends and family because those cakes are delicious. We hope you enjoy. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Ali, Mogitin, Hafaday Zan Tiro, Rananim, Kasalaliyay, Lengwo, and Yakwe. And welcome back to another episode of the One Micronesia Show. And remember, the show is brought to you by our friends at Daiso Guam. Craving a snack break that actually hits different? Swing by Daiso Guam, located inside the village of Donkey, and stock up on your favorite Japanese treats. They've got it all. Sweet, savory, crunchy, or cute. There's something for every craving. And while you're at it, explore the rest of the store. Daiso Guam, inside the village of Donkey. Come for the snacks, leave with a bag full of surprises. We kick off the show with a recap of the keynote speech by Marshall Islands President Hilda Hind at this year's 2025 UOG Conference for Island Sustainability. Check it out. At the 2025 University of Guam Conference on Island Sustainability, island leadership took center stage. Among the most impactful voices was that of Her Excellency Hilda C. Hind, President of the Republic of the Marshall Islands. Her speech blended personal reflection, cultural pride, and an unwavering call to action in the face of the climate crisis. President Hind opened with a memory, her childhood in the Marshall Islands, where she and her family lived in harmony with nature. This traditional way of life, known as manit, was rooted in sustainability, resourcefulness, and deep respect for the land and the sea. She reminded the audience that manit isn't just a way of life, it's a legacy, and one her people are determined to preserve.
As one of 10 children and a daughter of a pastor, I really learned early on what it means to live sustainably. We didn't have much in terms of material things, but we were content with what nature provided the family. Thanks to my father's farming skills and the resourcefulness of my parents, our needs were always met, and we always had fresh vegetables, eggs, and other nutritious food from our own backyard, including fresh fish and seafood from the ocean. This is the time when field trip ships from the main island come to the outer islands like once every 6 months. Sustainability was not a buzzword back then. It was just how we lived. It was practical. It was what we call manit, or traditional ways of living. That way of life shaped who I am today and fuels my commitment to a future where we return to the balance, not in a nostalgic way, but with the benefits of new tools, partnerships, and knowledge. At the heart of sustainability lies environmental sustainability, which revolves around preserving and nurturing the health of our planet. This principle entails the responsible use of natural resources, reducing waste and pollution, and conserving biodiversity. And genuine environmental sustainability calls for urgent action to combat climate change, protect ecosystems, and reverse environmental degradation.
She also emphasized that climate change crisis is not only an environmental threat, It's a cultural one. As seas rise, they threaten not just homes, but identity, language, and the spirit of Marshallese heritage. For the Marshall Islands, this is personal. And while the crisis is global, President Heine stressed that solutions must be rooted in local realities.
Today, in the face of climate change and rising sea levels, our nation is not merely trying to survive. We are working hard to be sustainable. We are working hard today so the future generations may thrive. For Marshallese people, culture is deeply rooted in our land and traditionally roads our chiefly system. When we lose our land, we risk losing our lineage, our history, and the social structures that hold our communities together. It puts at risk both our tangible and intangible heritage, our sacred sites, our oral histories, and the traditional knowledge and materials that define who we are.
The Republic of the Marshall Islands is not standing still. President Heine detailed how her nation is adapting.
Our National Adaptation Plan, NAP, is our blueprint for survival, guiding us through the accelerating impacts of climate change. Coastal hazards and sea level rise pose critical challenges, forcing us to confront difficult questions. At only 2 meters above sea level, questions such as which atolls and communities are to be fortified, elevated, and saved. How do we maximize our efforts with limited resources? Elevating all of our islands and atolls is costly. Therefore, strategic action is critical. Clearly, we must focus on our most populated communities where retreat is not an option. One of our most pressing challenges is securing fine and large aggregates for fortification, shoreline development, and land elevation. The Pacific region is making progress, though only for limited land areas compared to the urgent need. We are learning from the experiences of Kiribati and Tuvalu, and we are actively exploring new, more sustainable approaches. One of these is the World Bank-funded aggregate study near our 2 urban centers, Majuro and Ibai. It highlights the intense link between small aggregate security and climate security and provides the primary pathway for climate change adaptation in atoll nations. Our priorities are clear. Find aggregate for urban seawalls and revetments to protect communities from storm surges and coastal erosion.
The Marshalls is laying the groundwork for a future where island nations don't just adapt, they lead, and they do it while staying rooted in culture, in Manit, and in each other.
It is vital that we continue to invest in education, training, and workforce development, especially in areas like climate adaptation and marine resource management. This means investing in our people, especially women. I am proud to share that 59 of our women recently completed a training in solar energy technologies. Lighting the way for more inclusive and sustainable development. Their success is proof that local innovation and empowerment are at the heart of resilience.
Her Excellency closed with a global call for nations to cut emissions, support island-led solutions, and act with the urgency the moment demands. Her final words echo through the conference hall and beyond.
The question before us is not whether we can rise to this challenge, but how quickly we can do it. Sea level rising is going up really fast. The future of our islands depends on the decisions we make today. Our goal is not just to protect what we have, but to create a future where our islands are stronger, our people are empowered, and our way of life can endure. Komoltada, thank you very much. Thank you.
From the wisdom of Manit to the urgency of now, Marshall Islands President Hilda Hine reminded the world that climate leadership is already alive in the islands. The time to act is not someday, it's today. Inspiring and empowering, those are the two takeaways from that keynote speech. Thank you so much to Her Excellency, President of the Marshall Islands, Hilda Hine, for coming all the way here for that beautiful speech. Guys, we're going to take a break and we'll be back with more of the One Micronesia Show. The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. One Micronesia Show continues here, and now we sit down with the voice of Micronation, D.U. Harris. Big event that went down here on Guam. Check it out. Micronation lit up Guam on a beautiful Sunday night, March 30th, with an unforgettable live show featuring a powerhouse lineup: Island Pulse, AJ Rhythm, the dynamic duo of Hara and Mehmet, and of course Micronation to close out the night. The crowd was electric, the vibes unmatched, and the message was clear: this is just the beginning. What started as an idea between friends quickly turned into a full-blown production. From scouting talents to locking in a venue to promoting across the islands, every detail was powered by passion and purpose.
And the first song, the whole dance floor was just packed already. I think everybody was waiting because we opened the doors at 6, then we didn't start till like 7. So everybody was like itching to dance. So right when Island Pulse went up, they went up for like a good hour or so. And then AJ Rhythm went up and did a bunch of his originals, his rap originals, and it was insane. It was great. It was very poetic. Like, I don't really understand a lot of Chukis, but the way he was explaining to me, like basically translating what the song means, I love the meaning behind it and all of that. And he's just a very poetic guy. So. And he wasn't shy at all, so he did a great job. He went up there and he owned that stage. And then after AJ Rhythm, then it was Hara and Mehmet. Hara and Mehmet went up, and obviously everybody was just going crazy. It was insane. And I didn't think that on a Sunday, for one, we were gonna get this amount of people coming out to, like, you know, to come out to a concert.
With the venue packed and the crowd buzzing, the expectations were sky high, and the artists delivered. But more than just music, it was the sense of unity, the pride, and the power of culture that resonated the most.
It's been a while for our community to have anything like this, like a fun night concert. So I think everybody was just excited for it. And the fact that Hara and Mehmet were going to be here, I think it was, not I think, but it was a great night.
Dee shared that this event proved something powerful, that big events like this can happen here, and more importantly, that artists from across the region now have a platform to grow, step out of their comfort zones, and do something bold, something different, something that shows the world who we are as Micronesian artists.
I feel like we wanted to make this thing a little bit more different, a little bit more concert style. Like, you know, when Maoli or like, you know, like Ekolu and all these big artists, when they come to do their shows, we wanted to make it something like that for our community, because we've never had anything like that. And I think it would be good to show people that, hey, we can do this too with our own artists, like the local talent that we go super hard for. Because I feel like in our community, the FSM community, the Palau community, Micronesian community, Marshall community, we go super hard for our local talent. Why not throw a concert? Showcase the talent that we already have.
She also addressed something rarely said out loud, the stigma surrounding Micronesian events and parties, often unfairly labeled or expected to end in violence. But this night, it was far from that. The energy was of pure love, celebration, and unity, and the turnout was just as amazing.
I cannot express enough how much love and support and just pure joy that night. Like, I wasn't really like, you know, behind the stage in the VIP room. I was walking around making sure everybody was good and all this stuff, just observing, you know, just to see like how everybody is. There were like a few Chukis boys that were coming up and pulling the military, like, come on, you gotta experience this, you gotta dance. And oh man, I loved every minute of it. And there was no like animosity, nobody was there for drama. It was just a really good night.
This past March, the Lime event venue became a celebration of culture, connection, music, and creativity. And for Dee Hara and Micronesian, this was just the first note in a powerful anthem that's only beginning to be sung.
Well, stay tuned for our next show. And big ups to Island Pulse, AJ Rhythm, Hara and Mehmet, Micronesian, our sponsor, Taichobu 03. Thank you all for, you know, putting a great show together and inspiring the youth and just being the best people that you can be on stage and off stage. We love you guys, and stick around for July.
Another inspiring talk about musicians and talent right here in Micronesia. Thank you so much to Dee, Micronesian, and the crew for putting together that concert, and we can't wait to see more down the line. Guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more The One Micronesia Show. The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Chicken? Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Super speed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. One Micronesia Show continues. All right, earlier this year, I had the opportunity to sit down and join in a doula training. Now, what is a doula? First,
But then after this training, I figured out what it was and how impactful this training can do for our community here at Guam and throughout Micronesia. Take a look. In this interview, we're taking you inside a powerful doula training that took place earlier this year right here on Guam. We had the chance to speak with Jane Flores, the instructors and participants, to learn what this workshop meant to them and how it's helping serve the island's diverse communities. From personal stories to cultural connections, their insights show just how impactful this training really was.
This Guam Doula project is the Bureau of Women's Affairs' answer to our very high maternal and infant mortality rates. Guam has the highest maternal and infant mortality rates of all the U.S. territories and some of the highest in the states in general. And so what studies are showing, National Institutes of Health, March of Dimes, separate state studies, are that introducing doula care, which is care that focuses on the pregnant mom, has helped to have higher, more positive pregnancy outcomes, healthier moms, healthier babies. So that's something non-medical that we can do here on Guam to help reduce our infant and maternal mortality rates and have healthier moms and healthier babies.
We provide support to pregnant, birthing, and postpartum women and their families and their support systems. We connect them to resources. We help to advocate for them. We also provide physical, emotional, mental, and sometimes spiritual support. And when I say mental, I don't mean from a mental health perspective, but just in holding space and listening to them and listening to the daily struggles that is being pregnant and postpartum. And we also support the family in being able to be more supportive and help to educate the entire community on how to support pregnant and postpartum women and just, how to be that village that we always talk about moms needing.
So my friend was telling me about this program which related to health. And so that's why I joined. It will be helpful for especially women that are pregnant in our island. The fact that we don't have that much supplies, especially outer island of Yap, that not all of us, we can go to the main island, the main hospital to deliver.
Oh, it's been really great. I've learned a lot. I've never really known that doula has so many capacity, like they have infertility, they have birthing, they have postpartum. I always just thought that doula was just for birthing. I didn't know it was for other things. So it's an eye-opener.
I was interested in getting involved because I myself am pregnant and I know how much it can benefit moms, especially they may not know what a doula is. So with our island in much need of parental guidance and prenatal care, I really do feel that it's a calling for me to be a part of this doula program, and I'm learning so much from the beginning to the end, and I hope the community can be more aware of what doulas are so we can reach more women out there who are not so educated about who and what a doula does.
I wish that I learned the things that I learned today before, because I would have loved to advocate for myself, and I believe that if I knew these things, I would have had a doula myself, and I feel like that would have helped me, especially postpartum.
So I'm going on number 4, and it made such a huge impact to have that person of support there to help guide me, to show me what else is possible, give me more education, and really empower me. And as I've had each child and gone through the labors and the deliveries and all that, and discovered so many new things as each baby was different, it really made me want to see how I could further help other moms along the journey. So I didn't know that the doula route was where I would be, but I'm really happy with it because I get to curate this to how do I want to support other women, how do I want to support moms, how do we make it so they know that they're not alone, and empower them to have the birth that they'd like, really changing the story for them. I think empowerment, sovereign birth, free birth, like showing them that anything is possible if you want it. Let's try to design it and bring it to life.
So much information yesterday. It was really shocking. I love it. It's going to help a lot, especially back home. There's really no support system. So I believe this program, if there is, a lot of our young women, most especially, they're going to get a lot of support from this. Yeah.
But all that to say, a lot of the feedback has been very positive. We've trained over 500 people in the last 8 years, and many of them are our collective members. And so that's another unique thing about our training, is that once you are trained, you then have the option and ability to become a part of our network of doulas, or collective members, as we say. And that is essentially being able to provide continued education to our doulas, continued responsibility, and accountability, so that our doulas are doing things in alignment with our scope of practice and all of those different things.
We are having another training in August. Birth Workers of Color Collective is going to come back out here in August. So we are going to get the word out and hopefully train even more women to become doulas, because this is something that, and we're trying to build sustainability into the program with regard to including doula care in Medicaid and in GovGuam's insurance plan. We are working on that right now. So this is something that we really want to build into a sustainable, non-medical practice that helps women to have healthier babies and healthier pregnancies on our island. They can either email info.bwa@guam.gov or call me at 671-483-6409.
This doula training wasn't just about learning, it was about healing, empowering, and building stronger support for families across the islands. A big thank you to Jane and the team and all the participants who share their voices and takeaways. Their passion and purpose are creating real change in our community. A huge thank you to Jane, the instructors, the participants, and the organizers who put that training together. Thank you guys so much. Guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the One Micronesia Show. The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
Check it out. He showed up with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza and his A game, slicing through the lane, feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever, Peter Zahat. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
For 25 years, Cars Plus has been more than just a place to buy a car. When we opened our doors, our mission was clear: build lasting relationships and ensure every customer drives away with confidence. As a family business, we nurture our employees, passing down values of integrity and respect. We believe that strong values create strong relationships, ensuring that every customer who walks through our doors is treated like family. For 25 years, we've been driven by you and will continue to be for generations to come.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. The One Micronesia Show comes to an end here, and we close off with the One Mic Jam session. For this one, you've heard it on TikTok, you did the dance on TikTok, and now there's a music video for it. Remember that song? Oh, Pui Pui. Here's Ha and Mehmet.
You used to be